think we got two more. Here we go.
Um, she's saying I need to at least put $800 worth of food stamps in her house. Okay, I get $2,200 in food stamps. That doesn't mean that you're obligated to get any of my stamps. It doesn't. It's wrong. At the end of the day, I qualify for those. That means they're mine. If you don't qualify, that's on you. That's not my problem. She's like, oh, well, you're always talking about taxpayers. I'm a taxpayer, and I'm one of the reasons why you even get those stamps. That's not my problem. It's not my problem. You, all I can say is get your money up. Get your money up. Get another job. Literally, if you get another job, then you'll have $800 to put into the house. There's no reason why you should be dependent on me when I'm already dependent on the government. So, what would you do if I didn't get these stamps? How would you fill the house up? Right, you would use your cash. So now you're acting funny because you want to use my stamps and I don't want to give you my stamps. So now you're acting funny and saying I have to leave. Ain't you a mother? Who said that a mother's responsibility is supposed to ever end? It's not. You don't just give up on your kids when they get grown. That's not how life works. That's not how it works. Because then I'm going to have to put you in a home. Because I'm the one who is going to be here with you forever. Okay? I'm the one that's going to be living in your house until who knows when. So, when the time comes for when you're going to need me, I'm not even going to finish this because then if she sees this video, it's going to be a whole problem. But I'm not wrong. She should let me stay here without giving her my stamps. I can see if she said, oh, can you give me a couple things for the house? All right, that's fine. I'll get you a couple things. But you want a set amount, and that's not how that works. If they're giving it to me, it's because I need that much. Okay? That's what I got approved for. That's what I qualified for.
$2,200 in stamps.
Yeah.
Is that what she was getting?
2,200 is what she.
And her mom want 800.
800. That sounds reasonable to me.
Okay.
Because I was looking for context, but once she said that's her mother, and it don't sound like you paying rent, it don't sound like you paying any money on the utilities. $800, and you still got
$803 that you ain't working for.
Exactly. What you doing with the rest of that money?
And the fact that she suggests that her mother should go get a part-time job to make up for the 800 she wants is crazy.
It's diabolical. Who's raising these kids?
That punk ass mom right there.
Jeez.
She told her she want her mom to go get a part-time job to subsidize the 800 that she probably eating out the fridge anyway.
So the question I was asking is where's she living, but she did answer it because I didn't get that far into the video.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So she's living with the mom, right? So when I first got the context, I was like, all right, she's probably not living with the mom. But it confirmed that she's living with the mom.
Uh-huh.
What is she doing with the money if it's not going towards the house?
That's what I'm saying.
This is what I was going to say. I think, okay, the way we all knew what food stamps was and the way it was used is not the way they use it today. Today, they have these cards that accept it everywhere. So you could use that to buy food probably throughout the state in a lot of these places. Convenience stores,
McDonald's, all of that.
Exactly. So it's not like back in the day when it was only like at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? So if you got $2,200, you could buy food for the whole month anywhere you want. McDonald's, Burger King, all these places taking EBT cards. You know what I'm saying?
So let me go off subject and I get back on subject.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, in Boston, right? They figured out a way how to take the money off the card in one swoop. I was watching that. I think it's the Haitian and the Spanish people up there.
Yeah.
Too.
I was gonna bring that up too.
Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense because it's like this. Yo, if I don't know if they were getting cash back or whatever because they were selling it. So you think you swipe, they take it all off and they pay you cash or whatever. And that's where the food stamp fraud comes in. So boy, they living good.
Because the place up there in Boston, they got caught because the amount of money that was flowing through the little mom and pop store was greater than the supermarket in the neighborhood. They were bringing in like 60,000 a month. Yeah,
More
dude.
than that, I think it was more than that. It was, Brandon. They said this place was no bigger than like a 4x4. It was
but when you calculate the year, this was like a month. But the place only had maybe like 4 boxes of cereal in there. But yeah, there's nothing in there. So when they went in, the inventory clearly don't match the amount of money that was going through there. So when they did the calculations over 3 years or something, it's like 600,000. I think I gotta look up the numbers, but it's a crazy number that was going to a little box in the wall. And it shows you like people are using these food stamps to do a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, a lot of other stuff, man.
Because there's crazy conversions too. You know, you hit a bodega or anywhere, you could get them. They be trading them junks 2 for 1.
Definitely, because I remember one time I went to the bodega, the Spanish place, and it was something the lady is like, something the lady had. I think they had like a food stamp card or whatever. And I was like, no, I don't got food stamp or whatever like that. She like, give me $5 and I swipe it and you can have that. And I was like, bet. I'm admitting a fraud, right? But at the time I didn't know, so I can't say now I understand what it was. But because I already know the value. Is like, I think I was getting some chips and I was thinking about getting a sandwich. I tell the lady I only got like this amount. You do that when you go to the bodega. I'm like, damn, I forgot my wallet. I only got like 5. And she's like, all right, just give me the thing. I think it was more than like $8 or whatever. And she's like, give me, and I swiped. And I could tell that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? But the value of what it was more than it. But if it's a conversion, you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But I didn't know that was going on. We didn't know.
So my thing is, she don't want to give the mom the $800 in food stamps. Now, is that money going towards the house?
That's what it sounds like. You're saying she want $800 worth of groceries.
Because here's the thing. Or does the mother want the card?
No, it doesn't seem like it because she wouldn't have said 800.
Right. So it's not like I can transfer 800 to you.
Well, it's in food stamps. So, but
I know it's on a card.
But let me lay it out. So I could see where the parent is coming from. If you're living here, you're not paying no bills, you're not doing it. I want you to be contributing to the house.
Yeah.
Go buy $800 in food and put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
You see, the way how she probably delivered it didn't come off as that, because the reality now is, hey, you live here. I got to pay for your food. If you get food stamps, right? If you're taking your food stamps and doing whatever you want to do, don't expect me to still be paying for you.
Right. Because I'm still eating up shit in the house and not buying no food for the house.
Exactly. So that's kind of how I've seen it too as well. It's like a parent saying, hey, I take care of you. I tell you to go get food stamps. You get 2,000 plus. And you take that 2,000 plus and you're just doing whatever you want. You're not contributing to the house. So these are some of the things that kids or young adults don't consider. It's like, and that's a selfish behavior, because your parents normally teach you, hey, I've been taking care of you. I know when you get up on your feet and you think that's for you, but as long as you're here, you're going to contribute to the house. You get what I'm trying to say? Because if you don't, when you squander it, why it's like this. And that's why some parents don't help their kids after they leave, because, hey, you had an opportunity to help, but you didn't. You thought you could do it on your own and you left. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you stuck out there in the world, because like I could say for me and I have to say for P, hey, if something was to go wrong right now, I could go to my mother's house. You know what I'm saying? I could go to my father's house. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we were raised. You know what I'm saying? Something happened, you could go home. But when you make decisions like these, where you kind of turn your back on your parents, it's no way for you to go back because you already kind of burned that bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Salute Kings. What's
Yeah,
up? What's up?
Here we got a comment. Checking in, Chicken McDonald's. That's his name. Listen, I don't understand why she can't chip in the 800. Either way, she got to go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's a big axe.
No,
I don't
because
think that's a big axe.
at the end of the day, how did she get the okay, this is the child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is the mother getting food stamps too?
No.
Because I don't see how they would give a child food stamps that's living in the house with their parent.
No, something tells me she was probably out there on her own. She got to have multiple kids. Mother said, hey, apply for food stamps, and she got that huge amount. Now
Because,
it's like,
bro,
hey,
if
let me
you
move
got
back.
extra mouths in the house and ain't contribute, that's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it seemed like, but we don't know. I was under the assumption that she probably may have kids. That's the all the other alternatives
that's what
to
got her
her
the food stamps.
qualifying for food stamps.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't see them giving that to a single individual.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
So if that's the case,
now here's the other question: does she have some type of disability?
She must, because even $100 in groceries.
No, I'm serious.
Today.
Look, if you look at her in the video,
hold on,
like she could have.
Hold on, P. Hold on, right?
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm gonna add context to this. Different video. I'm gonna pull up. Give me a second, right? I'll let you finish this. I'm gonna pull up a next video. The video might cut you off a little bit, but I'm gonna pull up another video to support something that you're saying, right? Because we're under the assumption this is a lot of money, right?
Any context on that, Brandon?
I mean, look, I just heard her talking a little bit. I can't see the disability, but sometimes we can't. But $26,400 in a year in food stamps, she gotta have like 4-5 kids at least.
Damn, that's the number.
I did the math. 2,200 a month. That's 26,400 a year. And like I said, she ain't going to the grocery store because even $200 worth of groceries within a week, that ain't nothing if you got them mouths to feed. And grandma taking care of the kid? Nah, she being selfish. Grandma
Because
ain't raised her right.
I'm thinking if I'm getting that much food stamps, I'm giving my mama at least 1,000, 1,500.
Exactly. Easy. And you still got over 1,000 left. Like,
yeah, and it's coming back next month.
Exactly.
What's the name? Said at least 7.
At least 7. Come on, give grandma the extra hundo. Come on, man.
Yo, that would be crazy. I mean,
depends on the state.
What do you get? How much do you get a child? 300 or more than that?
I don't know. They've been cutting it since the orange guy came in, so I don't even know.
Yo, it's crazy, man. They need to get rid of a lot of that stuff because a lot of these people come dependent on it and they never want to improve their lives. Enter the last 4 digits of your phone. Enter your PIN. Your stamp balance is $23,235.
You want to play that again?
Nah, that's practically the same number as the last chick.
No, you missed it. That's
23,000 in a month.
That's how much she getting
In a month,
bruh. That's why I played the video. Hold on, let me take
somebody in the accounting getting fired. Somebody
play that again. Play that again.
Take off that banner right here.
Customer service. For English, press 1. Para español. For EBT, press 1. Enter the last 4 digits of your phone. Enter your PIN. Your stamp balance is $23,235.
That cannot be all right. Even though you say 20, I I can't tell you, but that's how much her bill, her
It
amount is.
it says balance.
Right. But I think you gotta. Well, the question we need to ask is, if you don't use up all your EBT, does it transfer to the next month?
I don't know.
That's a question we need to find out. We got to call somebody.
Man, we gotta look this shit up, boy. That's a good question. Let me.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's the assumption I came to.
Based on their reactions, though, it seemed like that's a clerical error. It's like she is not. Nah, look the way they both reacted. You would think she called one time to check the balance. She heard the numbers, like, you know what? Let me call again with somebody else right here. Record it.
So Checking In Chicken said, I think it is $120 per kid in my state. What state is that? You gotta let us know what state is that. But we gotta figure out. Does the EBT,
to answer your question,
SNAP benefits do not expire at the end of each month. Unused funds automatically roll over to the next month. God damn. Hey, I seen them arms. She been spending them money, so I don't know how that 23,000 rolled over. She making the ham hocks and everything. I could tell.
Nevada. Okay. So that's Las Vegas area. Yep.
Only 120 in Nevada? That's wild.
Yeah.
How I'm gonna go to the Bellagio with 120 a kid? Oh, Checking Chicken. You don't get the benefits. You just going based on somebody you know. That's cool.
I'm not sure how much. Like, I'm doing some research here real quick, and I don't even think you could have that much money in your SNAP account.
No, you can, because in COVID time, I could pull up videos in COVID. The people, they were getting not COVID. When Biden was in office, they were getting $1,600 a month.
Can you save your SNAP? Does it accumulate?
It does.
Let's see what it says.
A 23,000 SNAP balance is extremely rare and usually indicates either significant back pay, a processing error, or potentially fraud.
Exactly.
Somebody playing with the people money.
Yo, I could pull up a video of the average amount.
Yeah, it does. It does save. It does roll over if you don't use it.
I didn't even know that, though.
While benefits accumulate, they don't stay on the card forever. Under federal and Connecticut state rules, the 274-day limit. If you do not use your EBT card for 274 days,
I ain't even got the year.
The state will permanently expunge the benefits from your account. First in, first out. FIFO.
Okay. It do expire.
Yeah, it says if you don't use it for 274 days, 9 months.
Yep.
The state would permanently remove the benefits from your account. So it does accumulate, but to get that much money, you got to be getting a top-heavy number anyway. What is that in a month? Like, if you was to divide that and it accumulated, what's that, 23,000?
So 2,000. That's 2,000. 24, 12 months. So 2,000, something like 2,000, 1,900.
Right. So yeah, that's about right. That could be right, but I mean they not spending a lot of money now. Which is the SNAP account? That's only for food. That one right there. That's only.
They changed it. They changed the parameters, but I don't know.
Well, that is crazy though. It's definitely crazy.
All right, let's see. All right, so what I typed in was, what is the most you can get on a SNAP every month, right? And what the AI gave me back was the most you could get on a SNAP, which is food stamp, depending on your household size, with the maximum monthly allotment for 48 states and DC in late 25, early 26 beginning is around $298 per person, for 546 for two, 785 for three, $994 for four, and increasing with each individual person up to $1,789 for 8 people, plus more for each extra member. The actual benefit is calculated based on a subtracting 30% of your net income from these maximums. So man, they running a racket on these things, boy.
So maybe grandma was a part of the numbers counted then.
Probably.
Because I know she ain't got 8, 9 kids. What the hell?
They just put anything on the internet, boy.
But this is why people just want to stay on government benefits. Why get off if you're getting that amount of money per month?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not going to the grocery store, yeah, you're going to sell it. Like, you getting off either way.
Yeah. Think about that. They coming off lovely.
Yeah.
You go to that Haitian corner store up there in Boston, you coming back out with about 12, 13. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Wow.
Because now because all you got to do is take that kind of give it to a restaurant or something. At that amount.
I think you could use those at restaurants now, can't you?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You could take that, and since they widen it, I know you could go to McDonald's, and I think you can. I think you could use EBT to get hot meals now.
Yeah, I think so too. It's insane. I have a feeling a lot of that's going to change. This whole thing going on, like in Minnesota and these places, change a lot of the way they give out free money, free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it says generally you cannot use standard SNAP benefits to buy McDonald's because they do not sell hot prepared meals. But it says, but some specific individual in certain states can use it through the federal restaurant meal called RMP for eligible hot meal. And that's what I was telling you, was like, yo, if it's a hot meal, they could get it, you know? So it's like, so it's more for like a restaurant. So it helps boost like restaurants. So if it's a restaurant and they meet that criteria, yes, you could buy food, because I remember that's how they were getting like food through the pandemic, because they had to switch it so people could order out and buy food because they couldn't go to the store. I remember that, and they made that change to accommodate that hot meal.
Okay. I don't agree with it, but
yeah, but they do have some states, like it says California, Arizona, Rhode Island, Illinois. I think that's Michigan. MI is what? What is MI again?
Yeah, that's Michigan.
Michigan. What's MB?
Is that
Maryland?
Is that Maryland?
I think Maryland. Yeah, Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland.
But yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. Y'all want one more, or
you think they give out more money because now they have to buy out? Because you go to the grocery store, you're going to save some money by going to the grocery store and cooking. But if you can't cook no more, that money going to go fast.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, this lady got $23,000 in her account.
Like I said, somebody getting fired. That zero got placed in the wrong place value.
What she really need to record is tell us what got deposited.
Mm-hmm.
12,800 was deposited yesterday.
And if that's back pay, fine. But there's still a lot of back pay.
What?
Oh,
Like, yo,
12, you muted.
But I remember seeing some of the what's the right term? The illegal aliens that were coming in, they were getting like $15,000 every month.
God.
That's why people were getting mad, because they were seeing their balance. But like, kind of like in this situation with this, I probably would change a little bit, because hey, it was probably like a back pay, but they were getting mad money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They were leaving their balancing on the ground. When they go to the store, people were seeing their balance and how much they got left on there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So think about it, man. Me and you work hard, and that's where our money's coming from. That's where our money's going, and they just getting it like that. So I could feel the slight, but I think if it was mainly for Americans, I wouldn't feel away. But I can't say that, because I know it helps out a new person coming to America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But don't open the border and let everybody in and tell me I gotta pay for it.
Pull up the last comment. That's just going on in every community.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a homegirl that ride to a business. I think it was a little African grocery store where she'd sell.
Oh, she'd sell.
Or she would sell hers. Okay, she would sell her actual business. Yeah, that's the same thing. That's the same thing that we were saying. It's like they got these hole in the walls. They go in and swipe. But the question, chicken and chicken, is that's how they got caught in Boston, because it was like a 4x4 hole in the wall, and they were bringing in more money than a grocery store, like a bodega. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have like Pete was saying, they didn't have the supply to accommodate the amount of money they were bringing in, because they had a machine. You just like the card once, it takes all the money off.
So let me ask you this: you can get the comment off because you're blocking.
Yeah, 1 second.
But so what are we really saying? That these people are getting too much money? Because if you can sell so much, what's going on? Is it because they don't have cash? Because it seemed like they got way too much food stamps.
Well, how do you consider way too much food stamps?
Well, if you really needed food stamps, would you have 23,000 sitting in the bank? Like, well, you're still getting more, and not like they say, oh, when this runs out, we're going to give you another 2,000, 3,000. No, that's in the bank, and the more is coming the next month. So at one point, do you say, this person doesn't need this? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's politics, right? Because what I was saying was, I would think it would go more political, right? It's how much money the state gets in, first come, first serve. So if I could blast this amount of money out so the budget could go up at the end of the year so we could get more money, I think that's what it is.
That is a big thing, because if that money's still there, it's, oh, you don't need more money next year. You could do a little with less. It's true.
Yep.
It's true.
So because if you
I think that for certain programs, yeah. But when you go in and fill out certain application like these are government programs. Do you have to qualify?
Yep, you got to qualify.
You have to hit a number. They say, oh, we got $3 billion to give out this year, and it has to go out, or next year we'll give out 2.5. You know what I'm saying? Or are we actually saying, you know what? These 3 families really need it, so we're going to give it to them. We figure out how many kids they got, what they need to survive, and we figure out what that number is. Right? And if that person has some left over, then you kind of be like, oh, they got, but if they got 23,000 left over, it's not like you can't monitor everybody's account.
But P, you're looking at it from so I'm gonna get a little political right here, right? When the migrants were here, right, and they were staying in these hotels and all of that stuff, and I'm not picking on them. They got in, they come here. The government brought them here. They had to take care of them. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. If you're giving the migrants or illegal migrants a certain amount of money, you can't then just turn around
and give the regular folks little.
Okay.
It needs to match. It needs to be balanced because that was the uproar. You got what I'm saying? That was the big uproar last year when it was coming to the political season. This is what we was talking about. You remember I was telling you, yo, they're getting way more money. So it's like, I think they had to balance it out because people were going to start making noise. And in order to keep the people hush, because you know what I'm saying? They were giving out that money. That's the next form of way of paying out people.
But the thing is, too, that was different is the migrants had to actually pay for rent and stuff like that. So they can't use food.
That was covered. They ain't had to pay for nothing.
So this was
they
were
covered.
They had to give them some type of cash too.
Right, but cash and paying rent is two different things.
So they were paying the rent, or they were responsible to pay.
They were covering everything. They were getting
but they gave them money to pay for it.
Right. So food assist. So you got to remember, it's three different things. They were getting SNAP.
Right.
The cash. I forgot what they call the cash. They got a name for the cash.
Yeah.
So they were giving them cash, and they were paying for their rent. Rent and cash is two different things. They were giving them free room and board.
Right. So basically, people that collect EBT is usually just food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, EBT is just food, but they have cash assistance where they give you money.
So they give out cash now too?
Yes.
If you apply for cash assistance, you can get cash assistance.
You can get cash assistance too.
Oh wow. See, I'm not in that realm, so I don't know.
We don't know. That's why we hear like, yo,
I know back in the day,
I know it exists.
Back in the day, it was always just food. So, okay, now
they had cash back then. They always had cash, right? They always had cash, but you mainly see them use the food stamp because you could go to the store and trade it easier. I think you could do the same thing with the cash, but you ain't gonna trade your cash. You could trade your food stamp, but you ain't gonna trade your cash.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's just a little high for me.
Yeah.
Do you know how much parties you could throw with that?